Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Holly.
And this is The Space Between. She's a 2011 Leopard 46 made by Roberston Caine.
Roberston Caine was founded in 1991 in Cape Town, South Africa, and has quickly become one of the top-selling yachts in the world. In fact, they're currently the top-selling catamaran in North America and are producing 3 boats a week. In this video, we're going to give you an in-depth tour of this 2011 46-foot model and then get to know its owners, Scott and Holly, and how they began cruising and started their own YouTube channel. The name of their channel is Sailing the Space Between, and they were a lot of fun to hang out with.
Well, the sailing bug hit us after we got tired of keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, we won't say their real name, but they know who they are. And we were sitting around at Ricky and Heidi's, which are some good friends of ours down the street, and hanging out, having a beer by the pool. And I think I told you the story. He's like, "Oh, you got to check these guys out." And it was Vagabond. That's hot.
He was entertained. Let's just say that. And
Yeah.
no, they're fun to watch, and we enjoyed it. So we started kind of living vicariously through them, and then he started looking at boats, and then he started looking at boats that he really liked, and then we realized we couldn't really afford the boats he really liked. So,
Kennedy Taste Clark Wallace.
so we decided we were going to sell all of the toys that we currently had, and then make it a business to pay for itself. So here we are. He got his captain's license, and 2 years later, here we sit. Originally, I kind of thought it was a pipe dream. I kind of was like, oh yeah, sure, you can make that happen. I'm on board. I guess I'm on board. Out of all of the ventures that we've done together, this has been by far the favorite. Because usually in his ventures, I get to do the books and sit behind a desk. He gave me a pretty view to look at my office, but it's still sitting behind a desk, and now I get to meet people, and I get to get creative, and I get to...
It's right up her alley.
Yeah, this is definitely...
We finally found something Holly likes to do.
So we charter this boat, captain's chartered only, and
We don't bareboat.
and we do a all-inclusive full service. So we cook, clean, entertain, take you places, do excursions, and
Right now we spend 6 weeks, 3 times a year in the Keys, and this year it'll be 6 weeks, 3 times,
no, twice.
or twice in the Bahamas, yeah.
And then we do day sails from Fort Lauderdale, and we do people
We
want
get a lot of brokers that will ask us, when people want to see the boat, and actually, Pano, what's his name? Dennison Yachts.
Wiley Sharp.
Yeah, Wiley Sharp. Don't forget your Pano. But his wife's a sweetheart, and she sent us, quite a few people this way and they just want to come out and they want to, go for a ride on a boat and see if this is really something they wanted, which honestly, if we could have had that back in the day, we'd have done it in a heartbeat. But the only thing was, we could have gone down to the
BVI.
Yeah, the BVIs and bareboated, which wouldn't have been an issue. But with our company, unfortunately, we have to stay within cell service for the next year or so until the company sells.
Once we can live the life that we're accustomed to living on the revenue that this brings in, then we can...
Or we sell the company.
Or sell the company. We can change over completely, which would be nice because trying to juggle both is a little hard at the moment. SailTSB.com. TSB stands for The Space Between, which is the name of the vessel. And we have a website. We are on Facebook at Sailing the Space Between. We are on Instagram at Sailing the Space Between. We have a YouTube channel at Sailing the Space Between. And yeah, Sailing the Space Between. This is our logo. You'll see it everywhere. We kind of saw everybody else starting it and doing it, and we're like, you know what? Why not us? So we kind of started, and we didn't see anybody that had a charter company that did it.
Right.
So we're like, well, we kind of got a little bit of a new twist on things. So we kind of started from selling everything, buying the before. If you go back to episode 1, it's everything before we got the boat and then getting the boat.
Dropped all the toys and got out of debt.
And it's definitely the rough, like, when people watch it, they're gonna know when they come on board who they're dealing with. It's not like you're getting on this high class etiquette. You're serving caviar and type of charter.
No, it's nice when brokers they'll say, you know, they can send them over the website or over to YouTube, and they can watch who we are and see what we're all about. And then people kind of they're either going to get the warm fuzzies or they're going to go the other direction. If they went the other direction, I'm probably better off. So.
And so far, knock on wood, we've had
no,
like everybody that we've had on board
are still friends.
And we would welcome them back with open arms.
Originally, I wanted a 52 or bigger because I wanted a fly bridge.
It was a must-have catamaran. I hate being on the lane. It was. My dad had a Beneteau 46, and we went sailing on that when the kids were little, and we took
spent spring break on it, you know, like 3 years in a row.
And I just was like, I was just in like misery being on the lane, and then we would run aground, and he would have some like maneuver where he had to pull the mast over on the dinghy, and I was just like, I just didn't want any of that nonsense any longer. So my only criteria was a catamaran.
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad she did. There's so much more room when you're hosting people. She is a Leopard 46, 2011, which is their second generation of this boat. It was one of their most popular. Moorings bought almost everyone that came out, and they're all over down south until Irma hit, and now there's not so many of them left.
We toured. It was between this and Lagoon.
Yeah.
And
honestly, that after I saw the video with you and Lagoon, and you know where you were running into the dry rot and the paper thin. You know, and I'm like, you know, they may not all be that way. And then I started digging through some other lagoons, and I found dry rot in quite a few spots.
And their floors seemed very thin. Like it felt like you were kind of going to break something.
And it's not, we're not taking anything away from the lagoons. And we saw the lagoons at the show this year, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They've come along.
Let's say the lagoons we could afford.
Yeah, the ones that we could afford.
The ones that we ended up. They're a bit cheaper for the same length. The Leopards are actually cheaper than the Lagoons, so. Yeah,
Sailorman moved into a new store 2 years ago, almost, over off of Andrews. And when they first moved in.
2 blocks past that other place that starts with a W that we don't want to mention. Yeah, the most expensive boat I go, two blocks past the most expensive boat store, and go to the. So Sailorman is a new and used marine equipment supply store, so people can go put stuff on consignment. If they have stuff that they no longer want and don't want to throw it away, want to make some money, they can either go try to sell it there or put it on consignment. And then somebody else that's looking for that can come and find it and buy it.
Yep.
Or they have some new stuff too, and they can special order.
If you're looking for a part that's on a 47 catch that, you know, nobody has. If anybody in the world, he's going to have it because it's been sitting there for 20 years. You might have to dig for it.
That's part of some of the fun of it.
All right, well then you guys, you want to do a little tour and show me the boat?
Sure.
All right. Okay, Scott, you're kind of the guy that does all the mechanical and the sailing stuff here?
Yep, all of it.
All right, well then take me on a tour. It's a beautiful boat, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. We're very blessed. We're very fortunate to have landed here and worked our butts off to get it where it needed to be, because she's an ex-moorings boat, and she wasn't the prettiest when we got her, but...
Are they, so like the former moorings and charter boats, are they kind of run down? I mean, are they well used, basically?
Yeah, they're well used. I mean, the problem is that anybody and everybody, when you get down south, can hop on a, you know, you can take a $500,000 boat, take it out and crash it and bring it back. And
I do find that it's kind of interesting. Pretty much, well, the States and anywhere in the Caribbean is the only place in the world where you're not required to have any kind of license or certificate even to do that. So.
Well, that's why the moorings is not in the States any longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey. Okay. So, so kind of take me around the boat and show me what you've done to it, some of the improvements made, and the features of the boat.
First and foremost, we got rid of that moorings blue. Holly wanted to go with the gray, so we did. We put, like, you know, hatch covers on. We put, and here is the generator.
Oh, the generator's up front.
Yeah, the generator's up front, and my bank of lithium-ion batteries sits right next to them.
And so you put lithium-ion as well?
Yeah, we've got an 18-kilowatt lithium-ion power wall in here, made out from a Chevy Volt. We took the Chevy Volt, took it apart, put all its batteries in 48 volts, and we run a 48 volt inverter, and I can run everything without the generator running.
I'm assuming you've done a video on that?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, there will be a link popping up right here.
Yeah.
You can watch that video. So I mean, so was everything in good shape? Did you have to redo the trampoline or anything like that?
The trampoline was in pretty good shape. The roller furling, we had to redo all the bearings and stuff in it, of course, and then we just put new road on it.
Yeah. The rigging, the running rigging and all that, is it all?
Yeah.
It all goes aft.
Yep. Everything goes aft except the spinnaker line, but we just kind of throw it back there when we run the spinnaker.
And what about the sails? Are they have to get new sails? I mean, well,
No.
it's 2011. They're probably good still. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember in the moorings they don't sail.
Yeah, they just motor everywhere.
They motor everywhere. So we stuck this sail up and it looked almost brand new, and we were
Right.
like, wow. I mean, the worst thing it had on it was mold from sitting in the from not being used.
Right. I do like how the Leopards have this. I mean, you can sit here and hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of
Like
nice.
steps, and then they've got a sun deck up top here if you wanted to.
All right.
You just don't want to get a headache when you jive. And then, of course, we've got the JL audio system up here. The whole boat was done with JL audio. JL did a great job. They helped us out.
So it's a 46 long, and then what's the beam?
She's 24 and a half.
24 and a half. Okay. All right. So it's not a fly bridge or like you wanted, but it's nice. I mean, you can sit a couple people up here.
Yeah, yeah. People can talk to you over here if you want to. We totally redid the dash up here, and all the gauge packages. I built new gauge packages for it. We upgraded the helm chair. This is actually out of a Scout.
Oh, like a truck?
No, a Scout boat.
Okay.
Center consoles.
It's like an international Scout.
No, it's one of those.
Oh, that is cool.
Flip downs.
Yeah. So you can kind of, when you're standing, you lean against it, or you can actually sit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We really enjoyed that.
And so, did you already have the touchscreen Raymarine?
No, this was in here. These two gauges were.
Okay.
That was it, and the compass. That was the only thing that was original. All these gauges are brand new.
This is an electric winch here?
Yeah, we
Are both of
installed
them?
the electric winch. No, the thing with electric winches, and we actually have a video on the installation of the electric winch, is that
Popping up there.
I mean, electric winch will run you right around 16 grand.
Really? That much?
Yeah. I mean, just the winch alone is 8 grand.
Yeah.
And then the kit's another 8 grand.
Right.
And we're talking brand new.
Right.
So I got a guy that has a store like Sailor Man out in Russia, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
And he had the electric winch kit.
Okay.
And so I got to upgrade this for $2,200.
Really?
Yeah.
2,200 to upgrade from a rig. Okay, you didn't have to replace this at all. It's just a kit.
No, yeah, you take all. I mean,
But you
take
take it
all
off.
this apart, and then underneath is kind of Leopard had already made provisions.
Okay.
For the unelectric
That's cool.
winch down there.
Well, I guess on a charter they're not going to put it on there because I mean you really if you don't know what you're doing you can cut a finger off easy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But these sails are heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, even on a 2-to-1 to crank them up.
Yeah.
74 feet.
Oh, I know this. Trust me, I'm
preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. So what would you call it? I mean, aft salon area. What do you call this actually on
Yeah,
cap?
the salon.
I've always wondered about that because
No, the inside's the salon.
Oh no, the inside's the salon. This is
Cockpit.
the cockpit.
the cock. So this whole area you call the cockpit.
Yeah,
huh?
which to pilots is totally strange. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the cockpit.
But that's on a boat. That's the helm station.
Right.
I always did.
See, I'm with you. I do too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so what have you got going on? I really love how open and just comfortable this is. And a lot of cats I've had a problem with, or I always feel have no airflow back here.
Right.
And with these big open sides, the airflow's moving right now.
Yeah, the air moves pretty good back here. It's not too bad, especially underway. I guess one of our biggest. I love this sea deck.
It's nice. What is this made of?
It's called sea deck. It's a polystyrene or a poly. I'm not real sure what it's made of, but it's fairly. It can stain. But like this is just water. It's wet. But you'll see little stains. But usually, what I do is I just take some Dawn and scrub it up, and hit it with the water hose, and it comes right back. I mean, this is 2 years old.
Yeah, I love this. It's very soft to the touch,
Yeah.
and it still has that teak look to it.
And it's not quite as hot as the the normal teak.
Right, that'll get pretty hot. Yeah.
Yeah, and even the faux teak. So.
Okay.
And of course, we're running the Highfield 380.
What kind of horsepower do you have on that?
That's 25 Suzuki.
Yeah. That's that's one thing I always tell people. I mean, a couple of the boats I've sailed recently have had 3 horsepower and 6 horsepower dinghies.
That's your car, man.
Yeah. I mean, on a dinghy this size, minimum for me 15.
Yeah.
Because you can get up on plane with 4 or 5 people and you're good. But 25 on this, I mean, it's still pretty good. So. Yeah, and you got the davits and everything. And then what did you put this in up here?
Yeah, I installed the solar cells, and actually there'll be another
video
putting them up here by myself.
All right.
Actually, I use the halyards to help, but I put it all up and then I hit it, spot welded it with.
So you built the whole
stanchions
and everything. Wow. Okay. And how many watts do you have?
They're 340 a piece.
Oh, wow. So you got that'd be almost 1,400 watts.
Yeah.
Wow.
And usually on the meter in there, I'm cranking around 1250, 1300. So.
And so you find that I mean, I guess the only time you would ever need to run the generator then is if you're running air conditioner or something.
Yeah, if we were running all 3 ACs, the batteries will last 4 hours. I can run 1 AC for 8 hours.
You're actually running the air conditioning off battery power.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. And so, wow, that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, we've got a 48 volt inverter in here.
Uh-huh.
This is a 48 volt system,
right?
And so we're actually getting the 12 to 1300 watts at 48 volts.
So
which is about 4 times what it would be at 12 volts.
Right.
So
you can at peak sunlight you can not discharge your batteries running an air conditioner.
We can run 1.5 ACs with at peak,
and not. Wow, that's amazing.
But this engine also has a 48 volt alternator as well as the 2 12 volt alternators. Now the whole house was 12 volts, and so there's a converter that converts the 48 volt down to 12 and helps keep the house.
So if you're motoring somewhere, you can still run air conditioner.
You can leave the ACs going
really?
all day long.
It's amazing. That's one of the first boats I've seen that can do that. That's pretty amazing.
This is my color control for my Victron inverter down there. So it shows us our shore power coming in, how much AC load we're pulling, how much is in the batteries.
That's all right. You can do it.
And how much solar the PV's putting out right now. Right now it's not putting out anything because they're full. Well, we had the cushions custom made because the little fold up I like to call them stadium seats that came with it wasn't working for me. There's plenty of storage underneath. We've got our scuba tanks under here.
Oh wow. Do you have a compressor or anything?
No, we do not have a compressor on board, but usually like where we are now, before we go down island, we'll probably have a small compressor. Right. I'm just waiting for the right one to come into Sailorman so that I can get a good deal on it.
What I've found from cruising is that, we talked about, we brought 8 tanks with us when we went sailing, which we ended up, we only ever used 4 at a time, right. And so you can find a place to fill your tanks almost anywhere. Sure. So we weren't too concerned about it. I would just, I'd have the tanks you need, and then if you get it, great. But
I'm a big free diver as well. Yeah. If it's 0 to 30 feet, I'm not going to put a tank on. It's just not going to happen.
All right.
Our barbecue pit.
Oh, right. Yeah, there you go. Well, it looks like a very... Oh, and you got your
cleaning station. Yeah, you see how much use that gets. It's brand new.
It does look brand new. All right. Well, then let's meet up with Holly and let her show us the inside of the boat.
Right on.
You're going to show us the inside of the boat. But first, we got to talk about this table.
Got to talk about this table. Okay, so if anybody's seen a normal cockpit table, it is a stark white fiberglass gel coat looking thing. We didn't want any of that, so we were going to inlay a map in the middle of it and clear coat it over top of it. Right. So Scott removed the table, put it in the back of his truck. This Eddie Forbes guy happened to be in Sailorman at the same exact time selling his artwork that he prints through a giant printer on lobster traps and sells them at Sailorman. Mm-hmm. And Scott saw him, started talking to him, said, "Hey, can that print on a fiberglass table?" He said, "I don't know, I've never tried." So an hour and a half later, he came home.
Really, an hour and a half? That's it? That's cool.
So he printed it in a giant printer. We clear coated it to protect it, and here she sits.
Oh, beautiful. All right, well then, let's go inside and take a look.
So this is our salon. We have a ice maker that we installed.
Ice maker.
Courtesy of Sailorman.
Okay.
And so it's nice to have ice. We're big on cold drinks around here.
Right.
Especially if you're on a charter yacht, people want cold drinks. They're kind of accustomed to that, so we got that. We had a large salon table in here before.
Right.
The problem with the large salon table, if you can see, these two cushions are brand new because
People slide now.
they were destroyed because these are the only two places people could sit because you have to like go like this to get at the seat. So we did away with that, and then Scott put me in a hinge.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
it transforms into a desk or coffee table, you know, if you can eat.
I thought you were about to lift that up. I was like,
No.
wow, okay.
So
That's cool.
we store little cozy blankets and stuff in there.
Uh-huh. No, it's definitely that was my main gripe on any kind of salon table, is that you can't use them like that getting around.
Right,
So that's good.
exactly. Nobody sits back here. So
Okay.
now we do.
All right, so what do we have over here?
This is the fridge and freezer.
Okay.
And we're having a charter tomorrow, so it is stacked the black full of charter food. But I could definitely use some more fridge and freezer space on board.
Who can't? So.
Usually we call it fridge Jenga because anytime I need something mid charter, it's you have to pull 7 things out to get like rearrange it and just kind of make it work.
Yeah, that's
So,
any boat, unfortunately.
This used to be a 410 propane stove. So he added a induction cooktop, and these little things, a subscriber told us about. They're impossible to cook because if you're just like this, pots and pans slide all over the place. You throw this little silicone mat, it cooks through here.
Really?
And the pots and pans don't move at all. It's a lifesaver.
And I imagine with all the electrical stuff you have in here, that's probably better anyway. I mean, doing that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a microwave, induction cooktop, and a convection oven.
You have storage
all
and
of
plates.
cups and plates and bowls and everything, pantry, silverware and utensils and everything.
Okay.
We had our friends at D&N Cabinetry. They redid. These are all new cabinet doors. They had like the thin, kind of chintzy looking.
Well, it doesn't look like a boat cabinet.
Right. No, it's not a boat cabinet.
Yeah.
It is a home cabinet, and we're their test dummies to see how well they hold up on a boat. But so far, so good.
They look good. They look good. So okay. And then you got your nav station over here.
You have nav station B.
B. Okay.
That's kind of a Scott deal, but yeah, everything comes here. He has a remote control that he can control the autopilot.
Oh, really?
Right
So
there.
yeah. Well, it's kind of nice. I mean, being able to be down here. I mean, if you're on a long passage or something like that, you don't have to be sitting up there in the sun or the weather. You can hang out right here, and you can still see everything.
You can dodge lobster traps right through your window here.
Okay.
Yep.
And you still got like just kind of a relay of the chart plotter and everything right here.
Yeah. He has the Navionics up on one of these too, and
okay.
And then it's up there.
All right. Pretty cool. I like it. Can you show us downstairs? I guess.
Yeah. This is usually the guest hole over here.
Okay. The guest hole.
The guest hole. There's 4 staterooms on board, one of which we take up, but they all have 4 heads and 4 showers. And there's 1 queen and 2 fulls. So this is the other queen. And we got plenty of storage down here for whatever. We got more closet space over here. And a full head with a stand-up shower. And this is the port forward. Pretty much same deal, space. That up there is a crew coffin. Basically, it has an extra, when you open it, it's got an extra V-berth. And you can put a child in there if you are here and you want a child back there. We don't allow children under 13 on our boat, but...
And it's got its own separate head here?
Everybody's got their own heads.
Okay.
And showers. All right, down here is the last room for rent we got. This was the map that was going to go on the table before we found Eddie Forbes. And here is your starboard forward cabin, another full thing. I do want to mention that we put a 3-inch foam mattress pad on every bed because I slept in the bed one time and said, no, we are not charging money to sleep on these beds. This is awful. So we went to Costco, and it was fun trying to cut the rounded corners of the foam, but we made it happen, and they are very comfy. And I'm not gonna. My bathroom's the same, so we're not gonna show that. Scott did build me a little closet because we didn't have enough closet space, so he kind of. And there's a TV in here too, so we're the only ones with a TV, and otherwise it's pretty much the same as all the rest.
Well, guys, thank you for having us aboard.
Oh, no, thanks for coming.
Thanks
Beautiful
for coming.
boat.
Blast.
I'm glad I saw your picture on Instagram and saw you were right around the corner and
Right.
decided to hit
And
you
there
up.
may or may not be a zip line involved.
There may, yeah. There was we kind of hung out the other night, and there might have been a few cocktails and some
zip lining?
zip lining without clothes. So, all right, guys. Thanks for having us aboard. It's a great boat. I would love. I mean, this is well set up cruising, so they can find you sailingspacebetween.com or sailing.
SailTSB, shortened it for the website. SailTSB.com, but at everything, all our social media is at Sailing Space Between.
So if they want to come charter with you, go to sailingtsb.com and then watch them on YouTube at Sailing Space Between. You can find them. We've linked a couple of videos. So thanks for having us on.
Yes, thank you. Beautiful.
Your turn!
Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Holly.
and this is the Space Between. She's a 2011.
It's all right. It's okay. No
Leopard
problem.
46.
That's all right.
That.
Start again.
Hi, I'm hot.
You're hot, huh?
I'm hot.
I'm putting
I'm
this.
hot and I'm Scully.
No, it's
Yeah.
Scully.
Okay.
All right.
Take 12.